All right, we are live tonight with Melissa Thurgood. Super excited to get her on here. We're running a few minutes behind. We had some technical difficulties, but we are here and we are excited. I'm super excited to have her here, to have her share her story. And just so anybody watching this, if you have any, or a lot of times people, are curious about the program, what we kind of do, and why we do these. We do them so people like Melissa can share her story and share how she's been successful and her successes and all that fun stuff. So if you are joining us, comment below, like the video, show Melissa some support. If you have some questions, feel free to comment as well, and we can try to get to those while we're on the live, if not later. And so yeah, let's dive in, Melissa, and let's get started. So maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's talk maybe a little bit about kind of before the program, like what kind of led up to the program, kind of that type of thing.
So I'm Melissa. I am 36 and decided to join the program. Well, before that, I have thyroid problems and was overweight and just kind of miserable with where I was health-wise and just not feeling good about me. And so got in touch with Jared, heard about the program, and, was super excited trying to figure out how to financially do it. Single mom of an active teenager who does soccer. So I don't have a ton of free time for me with driving her around. But 2019, she is officially driving, so I don't have to be the transportation all the time, and decided that I was going to do some things for me, which included getting healthy and feeling better about me. So that is where Jared comes in, because I knew that I had weight that I needed to lose, and I really liked what he had said about the program and how it worked. So I luckily got, in touch with Jared and started this great journey that I'm now on.
Oh, very cool. And we see that.
You are breaking up, Jared.
Maybe.
I can't hear you. Are you there?
Melissa, are you there?
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, so sorry. This internet's been an interesting ride today. So we are live. I could hear you the whole time, loud and clear, and it was great sound. You were looking great. I knew I was kind of pausing there, but heard that loud and clear the whole time. So awesome. Okay, so I know we had talked back in like 2018. I can't remember when it was. And you had some things you wanted to work on and improve on. 2019 rolled around and kind of came to a situation that you obviously could do the program. So so tell me a little bit, maybe before you started the program, had you tried other things before joining, like other weight loss, other health type things before?
I have tried everything. With having thyroid problems, losing weight on its own is super difficult. So I have tried, Weight Watchers. I have tried just like going to the gym, working out constantly. I have tried all the fad diets, all the fad diet pills. It's ridiculous probably how much money I've spent on stuff that didn't work. I could be a millionaire probably with all of that. So yeah, I've tried so many different things, and I even tried to convince my doctor. I was like, hey, let's make my thyroid go hyper again and see if that'll help. And she was actually on board. She's like, well, we can try, but it still didn't even work. So, I've tried like everything except like phentermine almost. It feels like, I laugh. I was like, well, maybe I need to like start drugs and like do the that was totally funny, but kind of with the point where I was getting to, I was like, okay, nothing really works. What am I going to do?
Right.
So,
Which can be super frustrating, with trying all that and spending the time, the energy, the money, and it's totally discouraging. I know. So that can be super hard. So, okay. And as far as doing some of those other things, now, would you see results before? Like, would you lose weight? What was kind of the results you saw when you did that?
A little bit, but then it would just go right back up. It was never a consistent weight loss. And I would even do stuff like with my mom or, different things with my dad, and they're losing weight and getting in shape and toning up. And I'm like, and here I am, like still just hanging out, like not even losing inches, especially going to the gym, you're like expecting to at least lose inches. Nothing was happening. And it was so frustrating. And I'm not going to lie, like there was part of me that's like, I really wonder if this program's going to work. Because I was at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm not losing weight.
Right. I was going to ask, how did you feel when I got on the phone with you? Because I tell everybody, like the typical results we see are 20 to 45 pounds in 6 weeks. And people are just like, what? Like, really? And so what were some of your thoughts before? Like, I know we had talked and we had a little bit of time before you actually started the program. What were some kind of the thoughts or feelings you had about the program?
There was definitely skepticism. I was super excited when you told me that those are the typical results, but then there was that part of me that's like, well, those are the typical results for everybody but me.
Right.
You've tried everything and you're like, how is this going to be different than, the million other things that you've tried?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was definitely skeptical about everything. But I am so shocked and so amazed and so excited that this actually worked that, I tell everybody, I'm like, you really need to get on this. Like, we need to do this. Anybody that wants to lose weight, like, this is the way to go. So yeah, it blew my mind that it worked. And it was easy. You had to get into the mindset, but once you kind of were ready to do it, it was easy. And the food is amazing. That's the other great thing. You get to eat.
Yeah. I would say the best part about one of the best parts I think is you lose a ton of weight and you're not hungry. Like you eat the food and you eat it the way you like it. Like that's the best part.
Well, and I learned like cooking with different spices and trying new spices that I'd never tried. And I was like, well, if it fails, then we'll make something else. But I've learned to cook with spices that I never knew about and was scared to try. And food is good without anything but just spices. Even vegetables taste totally different now with just some salt and pepper. It's so amazing and it's fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, what I always hear from people is, well, those are your typical results because, people are skeptic, but they're like, but I'm not typical. I can't lose weight ever, and they're like, that's not going to work for me. But I'm super excited to hear. And I know, you and I have obviously chatted, but for people joining the program and kind of getting into this, a lot of times I think people are scared. They don't know what to expect. They're like, really, is this going to work? And it's so fun to hear from you because everyone hears from me and they're like, Jared, he's blowing smoke. But it's so fun to hear your story and say, yeah, like it's fun. The food's great. Like you get to try new things, learn new things. So that's super, super cool. So tell me, you mentioned that, you mentioned kind of one of the thoughts you had was what's going to be different about this. Tell me just briefly, like, what was some of the differences that you experienced doing this versus like maybe other things you've tried?
You get to eat food, which is always a plus. But you get really good food on top of it. So I didn't feel hungry at all. I mean, there were times I'm like, okay, I'm kind of full. Like I can't even finish my salad. But it's like taught me and shown me how to eat properly as well. I mean, now I'm not on the drops. I'm just kind of in that phase.
The locking phase.
Yeah, locking phase. And so I'm not on the drops, but I still know how to eat now. Like I know how to prepare food and I know what I should be putting in my body and what I shouldn't. And before the programs, nothing teaches you that. It's just like kind of, take this magic pill or do this and you're magically going to lose weight and, do this, or you're at the gym all the time. And I'm way too busy to be at the gym all the time. So, I mean, it taught you how to eat. And I feel, even going out to restaurants, I learned that I can go out to a restaurant with my family and still get good food that's actually healthy for me. And that was a huge, because I'm like, oh, well, I'm never going to be able to eat with my family and I'm going to have to miss out on all these things. Nope. I've gone to dinner with family. I've, had celebrations. And now that my body doesn't crave the sugar like it did, I'm okay with turning down the cake because I'm like, yeah, it's really, for a minute it's going to taste good, but in the long run, it's not really where I'm, I guess, headed. So it teaches you and shows you how to achieve your goals. And plus it gets rid of all the sugar out of your body. So you're not craving it 24/7. I mean, I was eating sugar all the time, learned that you eat sugar and then your body craves it. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I don't eat sugar, I don't crave it. People can eat it in front of me and I'm like, and they apologize. It's funny because they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. It doesn't look good. I'm like, I'll go get me some fruit and be happy. So It's been huge and so exciting and food tastes better. Like fruit is seriously a dessert. Like it tastes so sweet that I'd rather get some raspberries and have that than, piece of cake or some ice cream because it's so good and it is good for my body, which is also exciting. So.
Yeah. That's so, it's almost like a phenomenon that happens that like, and people listening to this are gonna be like, I'm never gonna want a donut, or raspberries over a donut, and they're like, I don't want to give that up. But I think most of us in life like realize that we probably shouldn't eat as much sugar, and it's hard to give up, and we find we kind of give into it. So the fact that you're able to overcome that and want to choose fruit over whatever dessert that someone's eating in front of you. I mean, that's huge. That's massive. And the really cool phenomena is that our brain changes. And we like real food better than the bad stuff. And we prefer the real stuff over the other. So that's really cool.
Well, and I have to be honest, I totally cheated one day. I tried a brownie because they were like my favorite before. And I was like, all right, like I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to have a brownie afterwards. I was disappointed. Like, it didn't taste as good as I thought it used to taste. And so I was like, well, all right, I don't need that anymore. So that was such an exciting feeling. And I was just like, yeah, eating those calories wasn't worth it because it didn't taste as good as I guess I had remembered it tasting or had it pictured it was going to taste in my mind. So there's not a desire to have another one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's huge. That's super empowering to have those experiences. And the cool thing is, I mean, even eating a brownie and getting off the program, a lot of times people feel like, oh, my diet, as we call it, our diets are over. But even though you did it, you still lost, we're down 37, almost 37 and a half pounds. you eat brownies, like, and the cool part is you really do, your body changes, and you really get excited, and you crave almost the real stuff, the good stuff. And it's as exciting to you as having a brownie. And that's cool. So it's fun. It's a fun learning experience to be like, wow, when I get my body healthy and go back to the old stuff, I don't want it as much. It's not as exciting. It's not as fun or tasty. And sometimes for me, it's like, oh, like I can't even handle. It's like almost too sugary or too chemically or whatever. I don't know if chemically is a word, but but you know what I mean. So
yeah, just not as good as I mean.
yeah.
I'm super excited tonight. I'm gonna grill some vegetables, and I can't wait to eat my vegetables,
Yeah.
which I never thought I would say. And the great thing is, my daughter loves to eat this with me. Like, my mom's come over for dinner, and I've cooked the same stuff that I'm eating, and everybody enjoys the food. So, everybody can be part of it, not realizing they're eating healthy, but they're eating healthy along with me, because that's what I cook at my house now. So if you're coming over to dinner, you're getting healthy.
Right. And that's what's so amazing is people don't think that, like, and you probably heard me say this. I say this all the time. Like, I don't want you just eating chicken and broccoli. Like, if you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. It's not fun. It's not sustainable. So sure, chicken and broccoli is not necessarily bad, but if that's all you're doing, like, you're not going to last very long. And so I love the fact that I call it the golden ticket, right? The ultimate principle is you got to nourish your body and make it delicious. Like, and that's when you can do that, you change your kids' lives, you change everyone around you, because they go, wow, I can eat really good food and it still helps, like, my body be healthy. So yeah, so that's very cool. So it sounds like you're learning, you mentioned using herbs and spices and learning to really enjoy food differently than maybe you did before, and you're eating real food, which is really cool. And now you mentioned drops, just so everybody knows too, that maybe is just starting or watching this. We use a supplement on the program that helps support our body, and it's a liquid supplement, so you drop it in your mouth. That's what she's referring to there. But it sounds like you're learning some great skills as far as how to nourish your body and make it super tasty along the way, which I think is a huge component to it. So tell me, like, as you've kind of gone through, what are some of the things that you found, like, to be helpful for you, or that you've kind of learned along the way? Maybe aha moments or things that you've helped you be successful.
One of the biggest is, like, really, like, when you're at that point where you almost feel hopeless that anything's going to work, and you're like, okay, I'm willing to put in the work, and having that mindset of I want this is huge. And that's been such a big thing for me. I mean, I knew mentally I had to get to that point where I was like, I'm ready. Nothing's going to get in my way. And like I said, I was able to go to a birthday party, at a restaurant for my cousin and eat. And, we went to Olive Garden, and they have a chicken and vegetables that you can get. And yeah, everybody was, eating the breadsticks and all that. But I was the only one when we left that wasn't complaining about how miserable they were because they overate. I'm like, I'm feeling really good. Like, this is great. And everybody else was like, oh, I'm so full. Like, I can't eat anymore. And I was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have eaten as much as you did. Like, good. But I mean, so learning that, I can still participate in things and still feed my body healthy stuff. Like, that has to be a choice that you make. But, there are choices for you. And, restaurants, Wendy's, we've done fast food, and I get a salad, and, trying different things like that. I'm like, okay, get the grilled chicken on things. So you can still enjoy life and be healthy all at the same time. And that's been a realization for me, because I mean, my family, we love to eat. We love to go out and eat, and learning how to do both and eat healthy at the same time while enjoying those things. Events become more about, like, communicating than, like, the food. It's more about the people than, like, oh, we're going to go eat and we're going to eat here. And, I'm more excited about the conversation because I'm like, I already got my game plan on. I know what I'm going to eat, depending on where we're going. So I go in to like going to a restaurant with like a game plan. Like, here's what I'm going to eat. Here's what I'm going to order. And I'm sticking to it. So I don't even have to really look at a menu when we get there. And so I can chat and just enjoy myself while everybody else is deciding what to eat. And I'm going to be the one eating healthy and feeling really good after the meal. So that's been a big realization. And learning that I don't have to go to the gym for hours at a time. It's, like I've lost more inches from this than when I was busting my butt for hours at the gym every day and coming home exhausted. And I learned that can actually do more harm, especially with somebody with thyroid problems, than good, so I was kind of counteracting, thinking that I'm going to the gym, I've got to be healthy. And really, I was probably overdoing it and doing more harm to my body. So it's been a lot of learning, which thank you, Jared. You've been awesome with teaching me all these things because then I pass it on to everybody else I know.
Good.
Everybody gets little lessons from me when we're doing different things. I'm like, that's not really as helpful as you think it is.
Right.
So,
cool.
Lovely lessons.
Good. Well, and so just on that note, like, I love the fact that when you learn to start taking control of your health, you learn to be able to inspire others around you. And it's, people, I think a lot of people want to be healthy, a lot of people want to learn how to do it the right way, but a lot of us have just been told, like, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And we're like, okay, I'm trying that, but it's not working. So I love the fact that you're sharing, because in teaching, we all learn more, number one, but number two, like, it helps motivate you, it helps motivate them, and we all lift together and we all rise together. And that's the beauty is we're inspiring each other. And that's partly why we, you and I work together with support and accountability. That's why we have our Facebook group. It's why we have all of these different components so that we can achieve success all together. So I love to hear that. I love to hear that you're sharing and you're imparting of your new wisdom to others. So that's fantastic. So, okay. So you mentioned a couple of things just to kind of recap. You said mindset's really key. So you had making sure that your mindset was in the right place. That was really key. You learned that, exercise isn't the end all be all. In fact, we don't exercise really at all on the program, which is really fun because you don't have to exercise and you can lose weight. And you mentioned, I think the most powerful principle I think there is to health is that you can still, I don't remember how you put it exactly, but basically like go out and have fun and live life and still enjoy food. Something to that effect of like, just being able to not stress. Like, so many times we stress about things and about our food and what we're going to eat or not eat at a restaurant. And you can still go out, you can, do those things. And it seems like for you, it's enhanced your enjoyment of being around other people rather than focusing on, I probably shouldn't eat this, and like worried and obsessing about food, which I know I did in the past when you're usually going out. So.
Oh yeah. And then you feel guilty after because you're so full. And now right. I don't feel that way. Like, I leave and I'm like, everybody's, complaining about how full they are. I feel great. I'm like, hey, let's go for a walk. Let's go do something. And everybody else is like, let's take a nap.
Yeah.
So it gives me more energy to eat right. And I haven't had energy for years. So to get home and to still have energy to hang out with my daughter, she kind of doesn't know what to do with it, especially now that she's like, so I'm going to go with my friends. And I was like, no, we're going to hang out. Let's do something. So I've had to find other things like walking, which has been great because that just helps, with everything. So.
Yeah. And and I know you're busy, like you work full time, you're already busy. And so the fact that you're coming home, like having energy, that's huge. I mean, that's massive benefit. I mean, that shows the body, we're not just losing weight, like we're getting healthy. And that's the coolest part. Because there's a lot of ways where you can lose weight and not feel better, right? Like you feel worse a lot of times. So that's awesome. I started
painting my cabinets because I'm like, well, I need something to do. And so I paint my cabinets after work now because I'm like, okay, I got to get something done. Like, let's find a project. So this is my new project.
Awesome. That is so cool. So fun to have that energy, to have, learning lots of really good skills, it sounds like, and enjoying, it sounds like really just enjoying life more. I mean, enjoying people and interaction, and, that's so cool. Super, super cool. So tell me, as you've kind of gone through the program, how did you, like, I know there's hiccups along the way, there's struggles along the way. What were some things you did to kind of overcome that? As far as just, if you ever ran into a hiccup or ever ran into like a day where you're like, man, I just want to eat that brownie or whatever it is, right?
You're the mindset, like I wrote down, like you suggested, kind of what my goal was and why I was doing it. And that is on my mirror in my bedroom. And I looked at that every day and repeated it to myself, like why I'm doing it and what I want and why I want it. And that helped a ton. It sounds crazy, but I mean, when you are craving something, and there was one day I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to eat everything that I know I shouldn't be eating. But then I was like, but why are you doing this? Like, yeah, if you were to eat everything you wanted today and just eat crap food, you're going to feel horrible tomorrow or later tonight. And you're not anywhere more close to your goal, and I'm tired of not being at my goal. Like, it feels so good to start seeing the scale move and start having people be like, oh my gosh, you look really good. Like, you can totally tell a difference. So write your goal down, write why you're doing this, write, what you really want, and picture it, sit down and, see yourself in that cute outfit that you're going to buy when you lose the weight, and, the new clothes you're going to have to buy, because you're going to have to buy new clothes, which is so much fun, and nobody likes to shop for clothes when you're heavy. So you lose the weight and you're like, yay, gonna go shopping. And so, before I would reward myself with food, and now I reward myself with new clothes or new shoes or something like that. So those little, goals that I set for myself, and I set little goals to start, each time, and put realistic dates on them, and said, like, by this date, my birthday was May 5th. I wanted to be under 200 pounds. And that for me, that was a huge goal. And it didn't happen right on my birthday. It happened a couple days later, but I was still so close that once I got to that point, I was like, okay, you can keep doing it. Like, keep going. You're almost to your goal. So I think putting down little goals, even if it's like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds by this day, and so that motivates you to stick to the plan and to really focus on why you're doing it, and to remember why you're doing it. So yeah, goals are huge, but like I said, write down and envision yourself being that person and really see yourself as that. And that's fun for me, because I'm still doing it, because I want to do the program again and do another round, because I still have some to lose. So I'm still picturing myself. I'm like, okay, I'm almost there. Like, and it's exciting. I mean, it's fun. And not only that, but I don't feel pain in my knees. My body doesn't ache. And that's huge. I mean, when you wake up every day and you're like, oh, I'm 36 and my knees crack and everything aches. And I mean, that's way too young to be miserable and in pain. And I don't have it anymore. I don't have numbness and tingling down my arm like I did, but I didn't do anything besides change my diet. So yeah, it's just been so much fun.
Yeah. Wow. That's huge. So, okay. So many cool things that you just said in there. Just to recap. So you said the biggest thing for you when you're having those hard days was, and really, I think what helped you through those hard days, not just on the day, but even doing it before, was your mindset work. Just reviewing that every day kind of prepares you for when you have those moments. And then when you're on those days, I can't remember if we talked on that day or you texted me or something about, like, I want to eat everything in sight. And I said, review your goals, like drink some water, like get into that mindset. I think that's huge. And the fact that you set big goals, like, where do I want to get ultimately? How do I want to feel and look? And then you have those small goals. But I think the thing that I think drives it home for people that or that can drive it home and change your life is what you said and you did, is envision yourself already there. Envision what it's going to look like when you get into that really cute outfit that you want to get into. Or I don't know if I would personally say cute outfit, but for you or for a woman, probably men probably are not thinking that way. But whatever that is for you, whatever that motivation is, whatever that that goal is for you, you got to think that, and you got to envision that it's already happening, right? It's already in your life, and so I think that's huge. And then I love to hear the fun stuff that's happening, right? Joint pain gone, like clothes are fitting better, like pounds are dropping, energy, obviously. I mean, those things are massive. So cool to hear. And so many people are like, they're like, okay, my knees hurt, I have low energy, blah, blah, blah. I've got all these things. So they get on a medication for this or a medication for that. Now, I get it. Medication's needed sometimes. But really, it's more so those are all just like alarms, like little bells going off that our body isn't doing the right thing. It's dysfunctioning or isn't healthy. And so, like you say, you give it what it needs. You give your body the fuel it needs, and it does what it should. So cool. So cool to hear. So tell me, go ahead.
So medications, they've actually lowered my thyroid medication. So, I mean, with changing how I'm eating and losing the weight, like my thyroid, so, I had to go test it, and yeah, my medication was lowered. So that's huge, and I mean, I'm going to have to take medication for the rest of my life, but to not have to take as much and put that in my body, and that's a huge success.
That is massive. That, like, because so many times, like, you go to the doctor and they'll say, yeah, you got to be on this for the rest of your life. Just get used to it. Or, like you're going to have to do this. And you go, well, okay. And then you start seeing some change and you're like, wait a second here. Like, I don't have to take as much. And some people, I mean, they get off it all the way and some people can't. Like, I take medication I have type 1 diabetes, so that's not going away. But, so I got to take insulin every day. But you drop how much you're taking and you're less reliant on it and you feel better in general. And so super, super cool. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge, huge kind of outcome that just shows, I mean, that doesn't always happen just from losing weight, right? Like that happens from getting your body functioning better, and optimizing it. So that is really cool. Cool. So other things, like, I mean, we're listening to a lot of things, maybe you've already listened to them, but I like to always kind of hear, like, what are the things that have happened for you, kind of the results, the fun stuff that you've kind of seen along the way?
Self-confidence. I have gained my self-confidence back. Like, I am excited to get dressed in the morning and to go places. And I enjoy going out now and doing things outside of the house. And I don't feel like I have to, like, I don't look good, so I don't want to go out. Like, I feel confident and it feels really good. And, people notice. It's, people are like, oh my gosh, you look great. And they're like, and you're like, you can totally see your self-confidence. Like, so it's just fun to feel good. And, I'm walking and I've got a friend, we go walking, as often as we can, as our schedules permit, and getting outside and enjoying it and having the energy to enjoy it is so fun. I mean, I can't wait for summer when it's warm and I can go to the lake and like feel good about being at the lake and not have to be like, oh my gosh, people are looking at me. Like, so yeah, I can't wait. And now that I've lost the weight, I want to try water skiing again because I think I can do it again. So I am just excited to do those things and to go hiking. And if our snow ever melts, I'll go hiking. But yeah, like, I enjoy life more. And I have the energy and I feel good. So it just motivates me that much more to keep going. Like, I mean, I can't even describe the feeling of how amazing it is because I don't know the last time that I felt this healthy. It's not just about the losing weight. I feel healthy, like to have energy and, not to hurt and to be excited for life in general is just fun. Like, there's no other way to describe it but fun. Because, I mean, the sky's the limit, like, on what I can do at this point. So I'm really excited for what anything has to hold.
Wow. That is so amazing to hear, Melissa. I mean, just the getting back to, feeling like yourself again and doing the things that you want to do again, and being kind of that best version of yourself. As we always talk about, like in our program, like, we want to be the best version of ourselves. And yeah, that has to do with weight, but it really has to do with getting healthy and having energy and being healthy up here, right? We talk about, if you want to lose the weight permanently, you got to get healthy. And if you want to get healthy, you got to think healthy, right? And so part of it is, which is huge. And you're doing that. And the cool thing for me is, I just get to be part of it with you. Like, I love to hear your journey, that like you're doing all the hard work. I just say, yeah, try this, like do this, or, like, here's the guidelines, follow those. But so amazing to hear that, the change that's happening for you and has happened and will continue to happen, and the amazing benefits. So super cool. And the benefits too, like those of us who have kids, like, we want to share this with our kids, right? You want to teach your kids to eat healthy, so they don't have to deal with the same stuff we've had to deal with. And that's, I think, we can change futures, which is really cool. So
yeah,
very cool.
So
yeah.
It's fun to get healthy. And it's funny because people have actually, they're like, she's teeny because she runs constantly, but people are like, you've kind of slimmed down, Tegan. And I was like, I don't know if that's possible, but I think she has, just with eating healthy as well, unintentionally. But, I know that she's healthy because of what she's putting in her body, because it's the same stuff I'm putting in mine. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Those are, so amazing to hear. That's, I think, inspiring for anybody. Just, and some people watch this who aren't necessarily a part of the program, and they're, so inspiring just to want to change and become better. But for those joining the program, that's huge to hear someone like yourself who was skeptical. Like, I've tried everything, and we're all there. We've all done it, and it's really about just learning to do it the right way, right? Like, learning how to nourish your body and take care of it, and maybe not exercise so much, or, like all those things that we just get told. The industry tells us, right? Or the weight loss and the fitness, or our friends, or some book, or whatever. So yeah, it's very cool. So if let's say someone were just joining the program and they were getting started, and they're watching this and they're hearing you, talk about some of the results that you've seen, and they're going, I don't know, Jared, like, I don't know if that's possible. Like, what would you say to them?
With this program, it is so easy that, you kind of don't believe it, but you just keep seeing the weight come off. And, you always say, just trust the process. Because there's days where, like, all of a sudden my weight goes up and I'm like, I ate everything that I was supposed to eat. And you're like, it's okay. Like, just wait till tomorrow. And then tomorrow would come, and I not only dropped that weight that I gained, but I also dropped more. And I was like, oh, okay then. Like, he was right. It was just water, but I think that we get to a point where it's like, oh, the scale, but you just have to follow the guidelines and it just falls off. It's really that simple. And to hear myself say that, I'm like, nothing's that simple. But with this program, it's that simple. And you get to enjoy good food and lose weight. And you're full. So it is that simple. You can do it. Just get that mindset. Like, I'm going to do this, and I want that ultimate goal. And you will get there. Like, just follow the guidelines and have fun trying food, because I've learned new foods that I didn't know that I would enjoy, and I really do enjoy them.
Yeah. Wow. I love it. That's what I say, right? Just follow the guidelines, and it works. And that's the cool thing. And I love that you said, make it fun, right? Like, try new things and really have fun with it. I think that's a key principle. So very cool. I think that's great advice. You've shared a lot of things that are super helpful as far as just how to see success, even if you're not on this program, just in general. Like, you got to get any goal, right? If we're trying to improve our financial situation, our parenting, our relationships, like, it's, you got to have a goal. You got to make sure you're committed to it in your mind, and I'm doing this, and, and then have a plan. You got to, and stick to that plan. And obviously, remind yourself of your goals when the plan's not going like you want. So Yeah, fantastic. Super, super cool. So, okay, so kind of to round things out, I won't keep you all night. You've shared some just amazing success for yourself, and wisdom, and just amazing insight as far as how to be successful. If someone were to be like, if there was maybe not someone specific, but maybe I always like to ask a question. If there was someone that was maybe thinking about doing the program, or like a type of person that you feel like would benefit from doing the program, who would that be for you? Like that type of person?
Anybody that's looking to lose, 20 pounds, 20 to 30 pounds. I mean, I lost 37.5 so far, and I'm going to do another round to hit my ultimate goal. But I mean, if you want to get healthy, and not just necessarily lose the weight, if you want to get healthy and feel best you've ever felt in your life, do it. Take the chance, jump on the program, and see how easy it really is. Because I don't lie when I say it's easy. I mean, it's easy and it's fun, and it changes your life. So if you want to better yourself, do it. Just, because realistically, I mean, your health, you're either going to get healthy or you're going to pay for it because you're going to be sick. And I'm not sick. Like, people in my office have been sick. I haven't been getting sick because my body's healthy. And so anybody can do this. If you want to get healthy, just do it. Go for it and enjoy it and see how it's going to change your life. Because like I said, I was totally skeptical and it changed my life. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. Awesome. That's fantastic, Melissa. I mean, that is amazing to hear the change that's happened for you. And I'm super excited for you. I'm glad I've got to at least join you on the journey so far, and super excited for the progress that will come. And I think that's great advice. I mean, that's great advice for anything, right? Just do it. Like, fear holds us back. Maybe we failed before. Maybe we haven't seen the success we want, but just get a plan, stick to your mindset, and find a plan that works. Obviously that helps, but just go for it and do it. So awesome. Very cool, Melissa. Well, I love hearing it. It's like, I mean, I'm motivated just listening to you. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do better. Like, I gotta re-up on my mindset. But it's amazing to hear your story, amazing to hear your transformation, and the things that you've learned, and the wisdom that you've gained and you're sharing with us. I mean, I think anybody could benefit from the things that you've shared tonight, and absolutely been inspired. So thank you for sharing your story and for joining us. Any kind of, I know you kind of just summed it up there, but any last words you'd share with anybody that's either in the program or thinking about joining?
The 6 weeks is going to pass whether you're healthy or not. So you might as well get on the program, get healthy, and enjoy the rest of your life after that. Because that's what this program teaches you, is how to enjoy life and be healthy. Yeah.
I love that. I've never even thought of it like that. 6 weeks is going to pass regardless of what you do. So you might as well get healthy, right? I say it. I always say, you're going to eat food anyway. You might as well eat the right kind. I like it your way better though. 6 weeks is going to pass anyway. So you might as well do it and get healthy. I love that. So very cool. Well, Melissa, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, your experience, your wisdom with us. I think anybody watching this is going to benefit and be inspired from it, and have some great just insights and pearls of wisdom to, improve their health and to get healthier and get better. So super, super fantastic. Thank you, Melissa, for joining us.
Thank you.
And anybody who is watching, who's got questions, comment below or reach out to me. If you comment, maybe Melissa will answer the question for you too. But I will definitely. And for those who are watching that are in the program, keep going strong. Trust the process. Keep moving forward. So, okay, Melissa, thank you for being here, and we will see everybody later.
Thanks, Jared.
Okay, we'll see you.
Bye.